Good day, everybody. Today will be good day, everybody. I trust that you are well and also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today we'll be focusing on our grade 5 English lesson on perfect verb tenses. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English language arts. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to our chapter of of perfect verb tenses. So our chapter is perfect verb tenses. Our subject is English language arts, grade 5. And the lessons that we're going to be focusing on is to use the perfect verb tenses and to choose between the past tense and the past participle. All right. So the perfect verb tense, right, it usually describes complete action. It tells about something that has, had, or will have happened. So once again, we would say the perfect verb tense, it describes a complete action or completed action. And we say that it tells about something that has, had, or will have happened. So the present perfect tense, remember we said that a perfect verb tense that usually describes completed action, right? And it shows what has happened, what had happened, and what will have happened, right? So now when we go to the present perfect tense, right? The present perfect tense, it tells about something that has happened or has started already. So it has happened or it has started already. So for example, right, or before it goes, it says it uses the helping verb has or it uses the helping verb have, right? And an example that we have, right, of the present perfect tense. And if we look at an example, right, it says the airplane has arrived at the gate already. So has arrived at the gate already. Or we can say John and Erica have played the violin for 5 years. All right. Then we have the past perfect tense. Remember when it comes to tenses, right? It describes, or we're talking about are we talking about present tense, past tense, and we're talking about future tense? And when it comes to the past perfect tense, right? The past perfect tense, it tells about something that had happened. Remember, it's not in the past, right? So it had happened before something else. And it uses the helping verb had, and that is the past perfect tense. And an example is we had finished dinner by the time Tim arrived. We had finished dinner by the time Tim arrived. And then we have the future perfect tense, right? And the future perfect tense, it tells about something that will have happened. It will have happened by a certain point in the future. Remember, it must still happen, will still happen, and that is in the future. And it uses the helping verb will have. And an example is the race will have started by noon tomorrow. All right. And once again, we have the perfect tense, right? And the perfect tense, it describes actions that has happened, had happened, or will have happened. And we call that actually present perfect tense, past perfect tense, and we call it future perfect tense. All right. So with past, we have past perfect tense also, right? And the past perfect tense, it tells us about something that had happened. Let us quickly go to aplusstudents.ca where we are going to expand more, where we're going to use the perfect tenses, right? So we said with the perfect tenses, we have present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect tense. Present is things that is happening now. Past is happened already. And the future, it will have happened or it will have happened, right? If we look at the sentence, it says the TV show ended by the time you arrive. So we need to complete the sentence with the correct helping verb or verbs. The TV show ended by the time you arrive. So at the moment, you did not arrive yet. So what will we add there? All right, so here we will say the TV show will have ended by the time you arrive. So will have is correct. Leah predicts that by the end of the year, our sales doubled. So end of the year, right? It gives us an indication that we're talking about the future. So we can then say will have doubled, will have doubled, right? So we can say Leah predicts that by the end of this year, our sales will have doubled because we're talking about the future present, the future tense, right? So it will have doubled. All right. So remember we said we spoke about the perfect tenses. We said we have present tense, past tense, as well as the future tense, right? Which will have happened, right? So now it says I couldn't remember when I, do we say had locked the car, has locked the car, will have locked the car. So I ran back to check, right? All right, let's rather do our test. We're going to say if it has, had, or will have. We need to complete the sentence with the correct helping verb or verbs. So we can say by the end of this week of camp, Vivian, do we say Vivian has learned how to ride a horse, or do we say Vivian will have learned how to ride a horse? So is this now has, which is option one, or will have, which is option two? All right, so we can say by the end of this week of camp, Vivian will have learned how to ride a horse. So well done. That is the future tense, so it will have. Dad, do we say Dad will have finished carving the turkey and it looks delicious? Or Dad has finished carving the turkey and it looks delicious? All right, so we can say Dad has. And option two is correct. Remember, this is not happening in the future. It is happening now that Dad carved the turkey, right? It's happening now, not in the future. Danelle never responded to my text message because do we say she will have or she had misplaced her phone the day before? So Danelle never responded to my text message because do we say she will have misplaced the phone the day before or she had misplaced her phone the day before? Yes, so if we say because she had Yes, well done, had, because it shows that something that happened now, right? She misplaced or lost or something her phone. I thought we were out of milk, but then I found a new carton in the fridge. Should we say I had thought we were out of milk, or I will have thought that we were out of milk, but then I found a new carton in the refrigerator? Is it had, I had, or do we say I will have? All right, so well done, guys. So we can say I had thought. Well done, well done. Now we're going to choose between the past tense and the past participle. We're going to choose between the past tense and the past participle. And remember, we said in the past tense, right? We use had, right, as our helping verb. Then we have the past participle of a verb that is usually the same as the past tense form, but not always. Some verbs have irregular past participles. You're just going to have to remember them, right? All right. So we say the past participle is similar to the past tense, but it's not always, right? So some verbs have irregular past participles, and you're just going to have to remember them. For example, Toby had seen that movie. So had, of course, is our past tense. I have run a marathon. The tree has grown taller. Clay will have eaten dinner, right? But then we have the past tense, and the past tense does not use the helping verb to have. It uses the past tense form of the verb had. All right. If we look at this one, right, we are going to say if we're going to correct it with the correct verb, right? It says President Clinton often about the importance of good education. What do you think can be that missing word? Right? So here we can say President Clinton often spoke about the importance of a good education. I red and blue mask for Halloween, right? In this case, we can say I chose a red and blue mask for Halloween. This gives us an indication, right? Especially the words that we're adding now, right? It basically just shows that we are now writing something in the past tense. All right. Now we need to complete the sentence with the correct form of the verb. President Clinton often do we say spoke or spoken about the importance of a good education. Spoke or spoken. All right. So if we choose the correct one, we can say President Clinton often spoke, right? Spoke about the importance of good education. So once you've said spoke, well done. It is correct. I don't think Martha has, do we say wore or Martha has worn that beautiful dress before. So here we say complete the sentence with the correct form of the verb. I don't think Martha has, do we say Martha has wore or Martha has worn that beautiful dress before? All right, so here we say I don't think Martha has, do we say Martha has wore that beautiful dress before or worn that beautiful dress before? Which one is correct? Wore or worn? All right, so we can say I don't think Martha has worn that beautiful dress before. So well done. Well done, guys. Worn is correct. Well done. Wendy has, do we say Wendy has chose to attend Stanford University in the fall, or do we say Wendy has chosen to attend Stanford University in the fall? And we say Wendy has, do we say Wendy has chose or chosen to attend Stanford University in the fall? Chose or chosen? All right. So we can say one last one. Wendy has chose or chosen to attend Stanford University in the fall. And we said there, Wendy has chosen to attend Stanford University in the fall. Yes, chose is not good grammar. It does not sit so well within that sentence, right? So well done. All right. So that was the past tense and past participle, right? So now we're going to form the perfect verb tenses. We're going to form the perfect verb tenses now. And we said perfect verb tenses usually describes completed action. It tells about something that has, something that had, or something that will have happened. And to form the perfect tense, we need to use a form of the helping verb to have with the past participle of the main verb. For most verbs, the past participle is the same as the past tense form. For example, we have the present perfect tense, right? And the present perfect tense tells about something that has happened or has started already. And it uses the present tense form of the helping verb to have, which is has or have. Then we have another one that says that airplane has arrived at the gate already. And then we have the past perfect tense, which tells about something that had happened before something else, right? And it uses the tense form, the past tense form of the helping verb, which is to have, or we can say had. All right, now we're going to our test. So we're going to complete the sentence now with the present perfect form of the present perfect. Do we say the paper towel absorb all the water? Do we say it has absorbed all the water, absorb all the water, or do we say will absorb all the water? All right. So if we want to find the perfect verb tense, right, we can then say the paper towel has observed because we must start looking for it in the present perfect tense. Has absorbed all the water. So well done. All right, here it says the editor. Do we say the editor suggests a new title for the novel, or do we say that editor has suggested a new title for the model, or do we say the editor will suggest a new title for the model? Which one is correct? All right, so we will then say the editor, and we can say has suggested a new title for the movie, for the novel. Yes, so has, it shows the present tense form. So well done. Yes, has observed is correct. Well done, guys. Well done. We need to complete the sentence with the present perfect form of the verb. The diner, do we say the diner replace its old chairs with bright new ones? So we can say the diner, do we say replace, will replace, or has replaced the old chairs with new bright ones? Yes, well done. So we will then say that the diner has replaced its old chairs with bright new ones. So well done, guys. Then, over the years, right, the adobe walls crumble. So, do we say over the years the adobe walls have crumbled, will crumble, or just crumble? All right, so we can say over the years, over the years, the adobe walls they crumble, they have crumbled, or we can say they will crumble. So over the years, the adobe walls, do we say crumble, have crumbled, or will crumble? All right, so now we're saying over the years, the adobe walls, and we can say it crumble. Do we say it crumble, it will have crumbled, or it have crumbled? Which one is the correct one? So they're talking about over the years, right? So talking about over the years, we can say crumble or we can say will crumble. Let's just check this one. It's have crumbled actually because we're doing the present tense. At least we were doing it together. Have crumble is correct, right? Complete the sentence with the present perfect form of the verb. It says, Kwan, do we say Kwan will sign, or Kwan sign, or Kwan has signed the contract already? All right, so we can say Kwan. Do we say Kwan sign? Kwan will sign or Kwan has signed the contract already? All right, so we say Kwan sign, Kwan will sign, or Kwan has signed the contract already. We need to choose the correct one. All right, so we will then say Kwan, yes, has signed his contract already, right? Because he's doing that now, right? He has signed his contract already for before he's going to start. Our neighbors, do we say our neighbors, they plant rosebuds or have rosebuds in the yard or they will plant? So we say our neighbors, they plant Or do we say have planted or they will plant rosebuds in the front yard? And then we can, the last one, we say yes, have planted. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson when it comes to our perfect verb tenses. Remember, when it comes to tenses, it's either in the present tense, past tense, or in the future tense. We see that perfect verb tenses, past participle can be the same as the past tense. All right, that is the end of our lesson. Thank you very much, grade fives, for joining our class. You should have a good day or evening further. Goodbye.